demonstrate the cleaning of reusable tattoo equipment, in this case the form of a grip, a tube and a tip. And of course we're kitted out with our PPE, personal protective equipment, in the form of large, durable, waterproof gloves. Firstly, we've got the sleeves underneath that to stop any water or splashback coming onto our actual body. Of course, the goggles to avoid any splashback or water or any fluids going and contacting our eyes. And we've got the apron to protect the rest of our body, of course, our clothing as well. We don't want to carry any potential splash or aerosols that may come off the cleaning process. Now, we've also got our tools already set up here, ready to go. Of course, clean paper towels for the drying process. We've got some cotton buds to get into those hard to reach places. We've got a Multex, basically a scrubbing brush to scrub the exterior of all of the tubes. We've got a smaller, more intricate scrubbing brush to get right into the middle of the tips. And we've got these wire brushes to scrub the interior of the actual tubes and tips. Now we've prepared a sink with water that is at roughly 70 degrees Celsius, mixed with disinfectant soap, hospital grade of course, so we can begin the cleaning procedure. Now we've got this first tray here, remove the lid, and here you can see the grip and tube that we'll be cleaning. So firstly, we'll give the exterior a nice quick scrub, submerging the entire thing beneath the water to avoid any splashback or creating aerosol when we're actually scrubbing. Of course, that's just in case there may be, very likely, any bodily fluids, ink, contaminants that we of course don't want splashing back and coming into contact with ourselves. So we give the whole exterior a nice thorough scrub. Now, we'll take apart the pieces that are able to remove. Firstly, we've got the tip. We've got the shotgun tip with 2 holes. Of course, makes it much easier to clean, get into those nooks and crannies. And we'll take apart the actual grip itself. So we've got the top of the barrel, and we've got the larger bottom, which has the majority of the tube on it. So once again, we'll just give that a nice thorough scrub. I like to get right in there with any of the exposed areas now that we can see it's been taken apart. We've got things like the threading of the metal. Very unlikely that anything will get into there, but just want to make sure that we do come into contact with absolutely all of the surface, going basically in one direction to scrub off anything that may be on the actual grip, particularly in that diamond plating, where things might be able to get into the nooks and crannies and sit. Now, of course, we want to be doing this process as soon as possible after the actual skin penetration procedure, so they haven't had time to sit, dry, or anything at all. We've just popped them before this into a tray filled with water, getting ready to do the actual procedure. We'll take the wire brush, firstly, we'll place it inside the basically interior of the tube, going right through, all in one motion, obviously trying to contact absolutely every piece of the interior, remove, repeat the process, making sure we've got absolutely everything touched and flushing all of that water through while keeping it submerged once again to avoid any splashing. Now, give it a rinse. We want to, of course, look using our eyes to just make sure we haven't got basically any visible ink or contaminants actually in there. Give it a nice thorough look. Make sure. Now, what else we can do? We can actually take one of the cotton bud tips and scrape all around the interior of the actual tube itself, just in case there's something that we can't see with our eyes to the angle. Just seeing it, and as you can see, there is a little bit of, looks like blue ink actually on there. So it indicates that it's not completely clean yet. We'll just make sure there's nothing at the top as well. So we can take that, pop that into a dirty area away. We'll give it a nice thorough run through once again with the wire brush, making sure we really scrub through there, contacting everything on the interior. rinse once again. Looking through the barrel. Now we're going to repeat the process once again with the cotton tip. Swabbing to make sure we contact absolutely any areas that may have any ink. That's looking quite clean. Just make sure we do contact all areas on the interior, which is much harder to see than the exterior, of course, with our eyes. So that's looking quite clean. Now what we're going to do, very quickly place this into some water. Mix with clean water. Leave that to sit while we do clean the rest of the equipment, the rest of the grip, sorry. So we start off this time just cleaning the exterior of the top of the grip. Once again, giving everything a good scrub, making sure we contact absolutely everything. And any of those areas that are exposed now that it's been separated from the base of the grip. Make sure we get right in there. And then inspect once again. Really looking into any of that diamond plating area where anything could get caught. Have a look at the interior, particularly any of the metal threading where it screws on. It's looking good, so once again we'll place that aside. Clean water to sit before we do the tip. Okay, so with the tip, what we want to do is of course take a much smaller cleaning device so we can actually get inside the end of the tip, give that a nice little scrub right through. Insert that one. Submerge it again so we can flush water through the actual end of the tip. Spinning it around so we can contact all areas. Now we're going to pick it up once again. We're going to go in this time through the side, in the shotgun hole, just so we can come in through the other angle. Submerge that, flush out anything that may be stuck in the actual tip, excess ink or bodily fluids. Once again, spinning it. Flip it over, go in the other second hole with the shotgun, makes it much easier to clean. Perfect, so what we're going to do, once again I like to give it a quick scrub, but very thorough with the actual brush for the exterior. Once again there'll be areas that are exposed now that we removed it from the rest of the grip. Just going to make sure we contact all of those areas, get off anything seen or unseen that may contaminate the actual tip. Now, we're going to pick it up and we're going to take one of our cotton tips. We're going to use this through the larger base of the tip, slide it in, really scrape it, of course, right all around the sides. So if there's any areas where ink may have gotten stuck, and get it right down to the base, twist it, so we can actually get it right into the edge of the tip, basically contacting all of the areas once again. Pull it out, as you can see, it doesn't look like there's too much ink or anything, but just want to make sure. So we're going to submerge it once again. It can help to wet the actual cotton tip. We're going to really get it in there, so the actual cotton itself penetrates, I think, the end of the tip a little bit. Twist it around. Go in the side as well, just if there's any areas that we aren't able to reach going in from the top. Then have a quick look. Press that down to see if there's any ink that is still sitting there. It's looking quite clean, so what we're going to do, get rid of the excess soap from the soapy water. Just use our eye to have a look down the barrel of the tip. See if we can see absolutely anything at all, particularly in the end. See the light through. Once again, just a quick inspect to make sure we've got absolutely everything visible off. And it's looking quite good. So we're going to pop that aside. Once again, just need to clean water. We're going to place all of our cleaning equipment. We're going to give it a quick quick rinse, of course, that we have used. And place that in a clean, dry area. Make sure that can dry itself. Perfect. So we can now remove the cleaned items, pop them here to dry. Now we're going to repeat this process twice more to ensure everything's been completely cleaned. But in the meantime, we've got a few that we've already gone through the process with. We've left them to dry for 24 hours to avoid any build-up of water or any soapy water that may contaminate them when they're actually being placed into the sterilizing bags. So we place them on top of the autoclave and they're ready to be placed into the autoclave to sterilize. But in the meantime, we're going to drain the water, wash our gloves, once again place them in a nice clean dry area to dry so we can repeat the process tomorrow. And of course avoiding contact with the actual tap itself with our gloves, just using our elbows to avoid contact and cross-contamination. If we can remove the gloves. Perfect. I'm going to place them there so they're ready to use for the next time around. I'm going to get rid of any of these cotton tips that we've used, of course, straight into the bin. Now, once again, that should be the process of cleaning. Once again, of course, we've got all of our protective equipment, non-textile shoes, the sleeves to avoid contact with any of the actual contaminated tip scripts, apron, and our goggles, of course, to protect our eyes. Thank you.